Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, Dave.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good, thank you. Yes, I am.
Good.
I am. As my tweets for kind of trading this week's game have suggested, kind of fancied something a little bit chilled, a little bit
Yeah.
chilled out
Yeah.
this week from our kind of frenetic and pretty hectic few weeks of things like Noita and Risk of Rain 2 and Hades.
Yeah.
Thought I'd take it down a notch, bring it
Yeah.
back a little bit. Okay.
I definitely like high energy the last few weeks, right? Yeah.
Which I think would be nice. It'll give us a chance to engage with chat a bit and just chat ourselves a little bit more than perhaps some of those other games have allowed. But no pressure if you just want to relax this evening. That's fine too. That's fine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, have you seen anything of Islanders already? Do you know much about
No,
this game?
I have just the only thing I have seen is the store page.
Okay. Yeah.
I've like Dave, your online rank is awful.
It really, really is. Because I have played, basically played the tutorial, or arguably I might even still be in it. But the tooltips seem to slow down. I'll hit continue because like there's no time limit that I can see. Maybe there is. Maybe that's why my score's so bad. I don't know. But like I've done a few islands, so I have a sense of roughly what I'm doing. And the controls, which are pretty straightforward in fairness.
Are you telling me there's islands in this game called Islands?
Yeah, but weirdly, all right, I've yet to see an islander. I've seen the buildings that I build for the islanders, but I've yet to actually see a modelled islander. So, in fact, that is these birds are the first living things I've seen in this game the whole time. So, I guess we are the islanders, but there's like two of us, and I'm about to build a city for us. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Well, those birds maybe need somewhere to live.
That's true. Yeah. What I do basically is I build buildings on these islands, and then I like kind of head off to the next island, and that's about it really. It's kind of straightforward. You get a score. Evening, Dave Soft. I think me and Sean probably could live together.
What would we call our city?
What would we call our city?
What would he call our city?
Normally we do pretty lame things and just relate it to Pillbug. So
yeah, but I don't think that's what I would. I don't know. Like
you'd come up with a better name than that.
I don't know. Maybe we'd just be like, why do we have to define ourselves with a name?
Wow.
In our city,
we'll just call it the city.
We just call it. It's your city.
My city.
Our city.
Everyone's city. Okay. Right. This is going in weird directions already, and we haven't even started. So when you start, you get to when you start a new island. Pretty much every time you start from kind of scratch. Obviously, there's only one building already pre-built, and that's a statue here, which I'll show you in a sec. And then you get this kind of like basic pet, pick. So I'm gonna pick lumber. I have no idea if there's strategies here. There probably are, but shrug. So this statue
we'll figure those strategies out.
Exactly. There are some obvious inherent strategies, but like so each of your buildings basically gets a number of points when you place it. So if I pick up a sawmill, it's got a little bubble around it, and you can see the number above the sawmill before I place it. It's telling you how many points it's getting. And it also, you can see on other buildings or other features in the island where you're generating those points. By building my sawmill next within range of the statue there, I get plus 4 points, right?
Plus 4 points to the statue or to the sawmill?
To this when you build the sawmill.
Yeah.
Okay, which then increases your overall score, which is down here in the bottom left. And you have to do enough building to fill up this kind of image here on the right.
And that gives you your next...
a chance to travel to your next island. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. You finish the island. I don't know. I haven't yet got to the point where this has become a fail state, but it could be if you run out of things to build, and you haven't filled up your island yet to go to the next one. That I'm assuming is how you fail. It hasn't happened
so you've
yet.
only got 2. So that 2 there is how many you can build. 2
of these lumberjacks, but when you get enough, I think it's enough points, or you fill up the island a little bit enough to, not to the full, but just in gradations, you get offered more building packs. All right, so it doesn't. There might be a way of knowing when that's going to happen that I haven't quite figured out yet, and what what bands it's in or whatever. But hopefully we won't get to that point where I'm wondering what on earth, how it's gone quite so wrong. So I'm going to start building stuff just to get, because it's explaining it is all well and good, but it's easier to see exactly what I mean. So
plus what? Plus 9.
Plus 9. So that gives me 9 points and that's all because there are trees there, right? Like a lumberjack likes trees. But if you build the lumberjack too close to the other one, they don't like each other. You get a
negative. Okay, because they're competing for those resources, presumably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, was there a 9er over here? No, 8. 8's not bad. Oh, there was.
Yeah.
So you spend quite a lot, at least I spend quite a lot of time doing this, which is hovering these things around, looking for, watching the numbers go up or down. Assuming that's basically what everyone does here. So notice I'm quite a long way from my statue, which it could be causing problems. But it means that I'm quite open for other buildings that also like the statue. Most buildings like being near the statue. But unfortunately, in order to min-max my individual lumberjacks, my sawmill...
you need to move that sawmill to the other side.
Yeah, like the lumberjacks could have been closer together. That might have got me fewer individual points for the sawmill, for the lumberjacks, but more for the sawmill. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Can you undo?
I don't think so. Yes, you can, Sean. You can undo the last thing you've built. You're right.
Right. Yeah. So could you build that one closer?
Let's have a look. So this gets me... I could get 7, maybe? 8.
You had 7.
9. Oh, 9. There we go. That's good.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's not just about the bubble. You've got the terrain as well to bear in mind. You can't just build it here or whatever.
Yeah.
So 9 here on the edge here is great, especially since I don't have the -6 for the competing. Even though I am technically competing with them, the bubbles don't cross over. And then wallop. Yeah. There we go. So that's 14 points.
There you go. You got 14. Boom. Now you're thinking with lumberjacks.
Exactly. Now I'm building, a city with Sean and not just on my own, which would have been a disaster already.
I need to go shut my door. Be right back.
Okay. So then I get to hit this plus sign, which it gets me like picking brewery or mason. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to be just picking brewery every time because, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely in our city, like that is what we...
Yeah, stone we can give or take, but beer, the opportunity to make beer. Weirdly, I'm a bit confused about this particular brewery, pack, because it didn't actually give us a hop field. So I'm a bit confused by that. Normally you get hop fields. But we've got a lot of sawmills and lumberjacks again. So what I'm going to do is, I think the idea, if I'm understanding rightly, you've got to get round your score wheel in order to gain the next building pack. Maybe that's what's going on.
So maybe you'll get the hops fields. So, or should you not have picked a brewery because there's no hop fields?
I thought you got hop fields from breweries packs. Normally, I would say you do. get
Hmm.
packs from breweries. So we're going to build a lumberjack there. And
Yeah.
then what we might do... we are running out of good lumberjacking space. Yeah.
And you have to build all of those. Is the idea you have to build all those?
Well, you have to keep building to keep going, kind of thing. Otherwise, the game kind of stops, I suppose, like stagnates, as it were.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about building this for maximum sawmill benefits, not just necessarily the maximum lumberjack benefits. So like
Evening Frozen.
Evening Frozen. So I've got 2. So yeah, we don't want to be in range of that guy, but we want to be in range of these 2. So I'll pop this here, and then this sawmill will be able to go like here. 40. It's a shame I can't get all 3 in.
So this is where like the pro players will be.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
planning.
Having said that, I did get to my next building pack. As I said, I went round the circle.
Even though you've still got those 2. Oh, good.
In the back.
Right. Yeah. You went around the circle. Yeah.
So then we get the city pack and the mason center. See, the funny thing is, you don't see. Oh, okay. So you do see. I was about to say you don't see what's in it, but the city pack you do. But
Surely
for some reason the
we
mason,
need the city pack for cities.
Yeah. I mean that's true. We don't at the moment. We don't have any like civilian buildings, but you can get away without doing that. These certainly haven't helped our brewery interests, because they get benefits from hop fields and stuff. So we're going to keep that in mind. But these guys all love being near the statue.
Right.
They do also like being near a bunch of other stuff that we don't have yet. So we're going to have 4 mansions and only 1 house. That's quite weird. So mansions like being near the city centre. So if we pop this guy, might have him, because mansions are quite tight if I'm remembering rightly on there. Yeah, their bubble is super tight. So I think
okay.
what I'm gonna
So
do.
when the bubble. So the bubble only affects when you're building building it, right? So that's its influence.
Yes.
Can you rotate these?
You can indeed, yeah. I think on some of them it's going to make more of a but I mean aesthetically that's nice being lined up there like that, but obviously it is going to have an effect as well. But if we build
I'm
these,
not sure about those aesthetics.
You don't like that? Oh, what they're kind of like yeah.
Like, yeah, like
it's that's kind of almost Art Deco-y, I think. So, and again, weirdly, I don't have to worry about like this actually making any kind of sense. So we're just gonna jab these together because that's how I get the most points.
God, this is like I'm starting to think that I don't want to be part of this city.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure about this planning.
Shots fired.
Is,
It's all about creating a nice central. I mean, people in mansions love having space around each other, right? So I like the fact that this game is all about jamming as many things together with mansions as possible.
Well, you said that last time you couldn't, you hadn't seen anyone hadn't seen any actual islanders, actual people. Is that maybe because either A, they look at this and think, no, I can't live there, or B, they're all in that tiny little area there between the statue and the mansion?
I think they're all stuck. I think you're right. They're all stuck.
Yeah. Sure.
I've just got this is the first time this has happened to you. Just saying.
I think you're starting to trigger people.
Yeah. If you like aesthetic design, maybe this isn't like the game for you. I don't know. I kind of think it works. I like this.
It's not. It's just. I find it's funny because you can approach these kind of games in like lots of ways, right? You can just do the kind of what is that board game? There's like a game like Traffic Jam or something where you have to place cars, like you got plastic cars,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically like Tetris. Have you seen that game? That board game?
I don't think so. No.
It's always like in a nice you know, it's usually in like board game shops. Like it's always there looking nice. So you can, but you're very much like efficient. It's going to all be high. What's the word? When everything is dense, you know, like densely populated.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm struggling with my words here. But you could play it like that, or you could be like, I'm going to make my city look pretty.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, and still get good numbers.
I mean, everybody. This is just jamming. These aren't at this point. These aren't mansions. They're high rises, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, that's like my like this feels like, you know, like semi-detached mansions doesn't really make sense.
No, I'm playing Tetris with people's mansions here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 16 points, which is nice.
Oh, don't put it at that angle.
But that angle is just.
Do not get. Oh.
Look at the points. The points 16. 16 points. I must be just shaving that statue with my clip, clipping that just on the edge for that 5-point bonus. And the thing is, you can't cycle through. There are other mansions, right? There are other mansion.
There are other looking mansions, and you get a random one each time. Is that
but I can't cycle through them. At least there's nothing. I don't have a button that suggests I will be able to cycle through them. So the other thing I was going to say, dude, like this is non-game streamy stuff. I've just had a Steam notification that Mac would like to watch my broadcast. So
could you just tell him we're streaming? He needs to come and give us the like.
I mean, it's not chat. I don't even know how I've got that. Like that note. It's just like a weird Steam notification. So,
that's because. So you definitely tell him to get on Twitch and
well,
like,
I mean, he's your friend. You tell him.
I like. He's you can message him on Steam.
I'm playing the game, right? And I'm putting this here for 16 big points. And you know, Frozen's eyes be damned. You know, that's what I say. We are getting angular. 13's
okay,
not
I'm
bad.
having to WhatsApp him.
13's not bad. Can we do better than any advance on 13? From the mansion district. The high-rise mansions. No. Oh, 16. 16. At least that's kind of slightly... Let's get it.
Okay, I misread what Frozen said. I thought he said that this was bad for his nose as well as his eyes, but he said
oh, nose. Frozen's nose. Okay, so
I kind of would be okay with that angle if you at least did one. Can you just do something that matches that angle on the other side?
Maybe. It depends how many points I get.
Fisher.
Yeah. So Fisher's nice because you can build and God, we got more mansions. This is a weird set of buildings, like brewers without fields, masons without stones, mine things, whatever they're called.
Masons.
Masons, yeah. That's what they're called. Right, so these guys can go out like in the middle of the ocean, which is nice.
There's something kind of funny about this of like, that you've got this really nice like idyllic island, and you're just cramming all those things into this.
It is slightly unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's houses, right? Like there's other houses, and they've got a bigger bubble, but you know they only get bonuses from these two, not the mansions around them. So you know, like the mansion district likes being really, you know, I feel like I'm being forced to do this.
Yeah. It looks like one of your mansions flipping into another.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe this is really just a massive hotel complex now.
Okay.
Let's call it that, right? Oh, that's an extra point.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. 14 points.
What happens if you have to put something in the middle of all that stuff later on?
I don't know. I don't think I can delete. I don't think I can delete stuff. Again, like I didn't even know I could undo. But like you can see, the screen is so minimal, right? Like, and I haven't been given a list of controls or anything like that to really work with. So, let's pop that one
I
in
do.
there.
I like that. I kind of like that as a design decision
It's
to not give
super
you
simple.
any kind of demolish.
Yeah. But yeah, like you got to live with your decisions, right? Like that's literally the only thing going on in the game. So let's pop you there. Right, so we're going to build out from the city centre, and city centres are densely packed. Let's be real here.
Yeah. Is this a house you're doing?
Yeah,
What are
we're
you
doing
building?
houses now. Houses.
Okay, so okay, fair enough. You've got a CBD, Central Business District.
Yeah, with the high-rise
I-
mansions.
Yeah, I remember my geography.
CBD, very very impressive. Right, this house is.
A-level geography. I was a geography teacher. Huh? So I know about my CBDs.
So yeah, right. So this plateau might have run out of space. Oh, I can just squeak. Let's see if we can.
Surely you need to have a mansion on the beach. Like,
Yeah, but they don't get any points for that. Like, I agree, that would make a world of sense to me. Okay, we're around the circle. Let's see what we get next. Fountain or shaman?
oh, you should get a fountain to put in the center of your city.
Yeah, it gets bonuses from mansions and houses, so yeah, that's like legit. What's this one? Oh, another city centre. We could do this whole debacle all over again somewhere else on the island.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice.
That sounds good.
But we won't be near the statue, potentially.
So we'll have this as our garbage city.
No,
Yeah.
that's our most desirable city location. Oh,
Yeah.
come on, fit. This guy's got to fit somewhere. Oh, there we go. 28 points. Oh, there was a 34
Wow.
somewhere. Where was that 34? Oh, there he is. Okay. Can we get any advance on 34? Don't think so. Yeah, we'll bank that 34. Look at that. Still, it could be better. If you were planning, if you knew enough about the game to know that you were going to eventually get offered a fountain at this level.
Yeah, if you knew that putting like things diagonally all over the place
put
might
them
not
where
be the
they.
best idea.
I put them where they would go. That's where I put them. Just saying.
But it's a good metaphor for city planning.
It is, yeah. Just because you can
Yeah.
jam something in somewhere, does that mean it's the right thing to do?
Yeah.
So we're going to build this other city. It doesn't get the bonuses from the statue, which is why this city is going to make me fewer points.
Yeah. Like Frozen pointing out that like having the second city center just when you've now understood that.
Yes, big deal, right?
So now you can. This is for the. So like this is for the kind of people who are kind of coming in. Like I feel a bit bad because like your initial kind of city center that I open my door and it bangs against my neighbor's house because it's so close.
Yeah.
That's all the early adopters. That's why you shouldn't buy consoles when they come out. Early adopting is bad. Like you wait for let that happen.
Yeah. But I mean, having said that, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to leave a square for a fountain. Like, there's no.
But you can put the fountain in first. You don't have to leave it.
No, you do. You can't put the fountain.
Oh,
in
because you
first.
can't put the. Because you don't get the points, Retract.
No.
Huh.
These guys do get 3 points. No, this is interesting because these guys get 3 points for a fountain, but the fountain gets 3 points for a mansion. Okay, so it doesn't matter unless you have. No, it doesn't matter, right? Like, math this out for me, Sean. Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Say it again. What does it matter?
If the numbers are the same, 3 points for a mansion being next to a fountain, and 3 points for a fountain being next to a mansion, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one goes down first.
No.
I know.
Doesn't it matter?
I'm a words guy.
No.
What does matter?
No, it doesn't matter because you'll
No.
get the points from that other thing.
Yeah, but what does matter is I've got 6 houses to place, right?
Yeah.
And they get. What do they get? 2 points for a fountain. And so the important thing is to get all the. No, it doesn't matter. It didn't
What's
matter.
the difference in mansion and house, points wise?
So mansion gets bonuses from more. No, I was about to say more things, but maybe it's even fewer things. So
Yeah,
city center
like-
6 and fountain 2. City center 8, fountain 3. So this is just like more points, right? So you want to make sure you get your mansion next to the city center and make sure the fountain gets next to that. So we're just gonna kind of.
Are you saying that now you're thinking with fountains?
Maybe. Is that a reference to now you're playing with power, but with fountains related to it?
I was thinking now you're thinking with portals, but
Okay, nice.
which was something I referenced when I said now you're thinking with mansions earlier.
And I missed it then too. So it's
Yeah.
just important you
There was a
keep
callback to
explaining.
earlier on in the stream when I said something.
Like, line it up with the highlight reel. That's why. Okay, so I've got a fountain shaped hole here, but the bubble's quite big. The bubble's quite big. So, but like again, I'm not incentive.
See, that's looking more of a, like that. I feel like that's a city I could be proud to name.
Wow.
You know?
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's not as if
There's
everyone's got
symmetry going on there. Symmetry, but not too much symmetry.
But like
it's all your eyes are kind of drawn to that center obelisk thing, you know.
That's true. But it's not as if these poor people have like loads more room. Like it's not super expansive.
No, but it looks like they have more room, so you can charge more.
The illusion of space. Now we're thinking like a real estate developer. I have no idea what a hut is, but it's not as good as a shaman.
You know, you need to be thinking of like everywhere you stand in this city, there's a nice view. There's like buildings framing other buildings, and
shamans like to be on their own. That's obviously the jam.
Can you put the shaman on top of that mountain, on the top?
Yeah, well, 100% doing that. Yeah.
But isn't there some other things that get bonuses for being near shamans?
Yeah, I don't think we've got any yet. But there will be. Oh yeah, no, houses like being near shamans. It's weird. It's weird.
But the shamans not like being near houses.
Yeah, yeah. So you place the shamans first, then you build the houses, right?
Hang on, wait. Go back to the shaman. You get a minus for it being near what?
Oh, it doesn't like city centers. That's all.
And or mansions.
Or mansion. No, that's masons. Very close.
Masons. Okay.
Very similar.
Yeah.
But very different.
So
really, what you want to do is get a shaman near to where you're building houses, but far enough away from the city center so the shaman doesn't bug out, and then build houses.
Yeah.
So if we expand the city this way, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm gonna get. I don't know if I have that many houses, but this will be a good way to go anyway. We might get some more. Trying to leave some space for another fountain here.
Any sense of how far this game goes?
No. Well, park. I'm on like the 4th island maybe, because I just thought I'd get through the basic tutorial stuff, so at least I had a sense of roughly how things work.
Yeah. It's almost like a I like this drafting. I guess would you call this a drafting? Well, this pick one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So now we're getting the bonus for the shaman, you see. So that's that shaman working out real nice. So what does this part get bonus for? Fountains, temples, towers, statues, city centers, houses and mansions, but okay. So yeah, we just want to keep away from the lumberjacks over there. That's the main thing.
Okay.
We got some more mansions. But these guys really want to go where my fountains were planned. And I'm gonna get some real stick.
No. You can't. You can't.
Yeah,
no.
I'm gonna get some
Like
real
this-
stick from chat if I try to do that, aren't I? Oh, I can squeeze this guy in here for 9 points. If I spin him round, you won't mind so much. There we go. It's a sweet, sweet mansion right there. You know, they pay the big bucks. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been jammed right in there.
so you have to explain what some real stick means.
Real stick. Yeah, basically, Frozen, you got it. It means being beaten by a stick. By people who are supposed to be your friends.
I never actually realised that's where that saying probably comes from.
Yeah, being hit by a cane, I
pretty-
suppose, probably.
Yeah.
Let's see, right. Let's pop you there, Mr. Shaman. It's a real nice shaman spot there. Right, can I get this mansion in here somewhere? That get into that CC can't.
The mansion thing's interesting. So the shaman doesn't like mansions.
Nope. Because it's all upper class stuff, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get this other mansion in, so we're just gonna bank this fountain, which is gonna be mega points.
Yeah.
And then, how big's this park? Oh, park's nice.
So did you say the park is a negative for some? What do you get negative on there?
Some industry stuff, basically. Our other side of the island.
Is that implying that if you put it too near the lumberjacks, they'll start cutting down trees in the park?
100%, yeah. I mean, look, you get bonuses for the parks if they're near trees. So
Yeah.
also worth pointing out, like at any point you could just build over any of the terrain, like any of the kind of extra features, as it were.
Okay.
So but you don't want to do that. I think most of the time you want to try and keep, if you can, try and keep your trees in situ. 'Cause
I do like how it's scaling. Like it's giving that feel of expansion. Like like I know, like we're gonna probably say this a million times. Like it's clearly a minimalist city builder, but it really is.
Oh no. Was it a mansion too far?
Yeah. Well, but like now you've got a nice little
Map spot for a mansion.
Oh.
No. That space. I can't use that space at all. Anyway, let's try and pick another bin. Smeg's a plateau.
What is a plateau?
I mean, I know what a plateau is, but I don't understand why I'm building one. Why is it
A
giving me a
bonus
bunch of
for-
masons? That's weird. Oh, okay. So build a bunch of masons, build a plateau there. What does this look? Oh, okay. Huh.
Oh, can you build on top of that once you've built it?
I guess so. But it's weird. It gets bonuses for
Can you-
city centres.
Yeah, but
So,
if you stick a city centre on top of it, then would you get the
maybe,
bonus?
Maybe.
Like, oh, is it a plateau so you can extend? Can you build it on the water? Like, I just by
Yeah.
any chance.
Weird. We can have a floating plateau.
Okay, so you could extend. Is that a way of like extending land?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it definitely
It's like-
encourages me to build it here. But I've got masons that get that give big bonuses for. So if we can build some masons around here.
Yeah, and then the masons get masons get a bonus for like houses or something.
No,
Is
it's
so
city.
is this?
City centre and the statue. Like
Right.
a lot of things get benefits from the statue. It's like your starting point, basically.
You built nothing near it to start with.
No, because well, in my defence, I knew that mansions love city centres and such, and that works better than the lumberjacks are fine being out on their own.
Yeah, I like it on the side of the mountain. That's aesthetically pleasing.
It is, but I think it's out of range for my plateau. All right, and it will give my other the one that I want to build here minuses. That's why I didn't do it there, because I'm trying to maximise the plateau. You see.
We need some way that you can see my face on stream when you're streaming.
Angry face. Well, that's what emojis are for, Sean.
There's too many emojis on Twitch. Maybe we need to make some. We need to make enough. I suppose like now that we could just take photos of our own faces.
No.
Right.
Well, I made. We've got the Dave Soft one, which is amazing. Obviously, I made a Rusty Eyes, which I'm happy with, and then the Ellen I made isn't great, but. Okay, let's build this plateau here, which gives me 28. That's healthy.
So I actually streamed. Nice. So I worked out that don't put half of it underneath.
36 points, son. Count them. Right here. Like, underneath me. Count them. 36 points. Not going to turn that down. Not going to turn that down. Oh, day. Wow. Mansions like being built on a plateau.
Yeah. Imagine how many mansions you could fit on there if you hadn't built it halfway.
Well, I've only got 2 mansions.
Into the...
And we can pack them in, you know me. Pack in those mansions.
So I actually... it reminded me... I was doing a lecture for our first years on like game development this week. And... I found a way of turning OBS into a virtual webcam, which is, I found a way, like I just clicked the button that said start virtual webcam. So it didn't take me very long to find. And so then I could stream making it home to my webcam. And then, so my webcam picture on Zoom was making it home, me playing it. And because Zoom, the webcam, it goes at like 30 frames a second. It didn't look rubbish like when you do screen share.
Impressive.
I thought it was quite cool. What's the tower?
The tower, it likes masons, temples, and some other bits, but just doesn't like other towers. So it's got a massive bubble.
Look how cool it looks on top of that.
It does, but that doesn't get me very many points. Ooh, 22 is quite a lot of points. 22 is quite nice.
Like you could build.
22 might be the best we can do. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, basically what I need to do is... Oh, I know. I built all my masons and they're all the way over here, unfortunately.
I think... this is really good. This is so...
Oh, the bubble's nice. The bubble's expanding based on how high you are.
Height?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it not just that it's a sphere and you're seeing it?
It could be.
And that's like how spheres
That's how spheres work. Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. Like, it's hard to...
It looks to me like that's a smallest...
Is this like that time I had to explain to someone that when objects get further away, they get smaller?
Did you use plastic cows?
No, I picked up a pen and like I held the whiteboard pen and walked over to the child and then walked backwards to the front of the room and said, "Notice how it gets small."
Have you not?
Therefore, the moon isn't that small.
Have you seen that? Have you not seen that episode of Father Ted where he does that with plastic cows?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Good. As long as we were talking about that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm overdue watching Father Ted again.
Oh, 17 points for a house.
No, I really like some of the... Like, I think this is... This is really interesting.
You'll be glad I've given a little courtyard there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good for points. It's just good. It's just good for people.
Like thinking about
thinking about
like,
what?
Thinking about all the different parts of like SimCity or City Skylines or what's missing, like, or what is being, like, the idea of money has been replaced by that limited set that you have.
Yeah.
But you don't run out of the set before you get given the new ones.
I think you could if you weren't so pro at the game as I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went there. 23 points. Yeah, I think. Oh, but we're so close to the next circle. I think if we can, we should be able to place a park and get some good points there. Easy peasy. There we go.
Yeah. I suppose in a way that's your score is almost like money.
Yeah. It makes me do bad things, if that's what you mean.
But you didn't have to click that plus then, did you? Or
No,
did you?
no, I didn't have to. It just, like, I still had stuff to build, so I could keep going.
I wonder if there was any reason that you might not want to do that.
I don't think so. It's just more options. But I haven't. There might be, but I so far I haven't seen a reason why you wouldn't click that plus. Click that sweet, sweet adrenaline, not adrenaline, dopamine. What am I trying to say?
Something I realized after last week's stream. There was a point in the stream where like people made acid come into like the holy mountain. Do you remember that?
We're talking about Noita, right? Last stream was Noita.
Last week. Like, the vote was like to bring acid into the holy mountain, and then like I angered the gods.
Yeah.
Now I watched that moment back.
Okay.
And because I kind of realized this happened afterwards, so then I went back and checked. As soon as that happened, I picked up a perk that meant the gods loved me and wouldn't hurt me. Then I shot the gods.
Okay.
And undid that.
Complex.
So I could, if I had not had shot at it, that big monster that turned up, I'd have probably just walked through the whole game. Like it was, I would have had the kind of most powerful thing in the game would have been follow me along.
You were in God mode.
Yeah, but I was scared and shot at it.
Trigger happy Sean. Yeah, strikes again. Right, I think this.
So what's a warehouse? What is a warehouse?
What is a warehouse? Well, right now at the moment it's a beachside warehouse that's getting sweet mason stone and some fish, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, shaman. You guys just don't like anything that I've got going on, so we're going to stick you out in the. Oh, he likes trees. That's interesting. Didn't tell me he likes
the thing on the right, the thing that's looks like an island. Is that filling up based on how many objects you place?
Oh yes. I don't know. No, it's points. I think because like this, your score is your circle for like each individual round of. Why is he like those? Oh, because they're not being. Okay, that's a nice part for us. And then you've got like this is filling up as well. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously picking circus, right? Like he doesn't want to go to the circus.
So mansions don't like circuses. That's
what
I remember.
Good point. Yeah. Because rich people.
Yeah.
I mean.
Have you ever been to a circus?
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever been to like an animal one. Like with elephants and tigers and stuff like that. Have you?
No.
You've never been to a circus? Okay.
I've never been to a circus.
Okay.
They didn't really have them where I grew up. Like, I know the idea is they travel, but they never came to us.
To your part of the world.
Or at least if they did, we never went.
They're,
Great.
Yeah, they're not great. They're okay. See, wait.
Yeah, how are they doing now? Like, I guess.
What, circuses?
Yeah. Like, probably can't. It's like a lot of the performing arts, right? Is.
Yeah, they're probably struggling.
Yeah.
So, like houses, but not mansions. Now, this is the problem because I built all my houses with a bunch of mansions nearby, except like this part of town. So yeah.
Oh, you could put it in between. Like, you could have the circus in that. You see the park and the fountain. Like, you could put the circus so it's like you walk. As you come out
at
of
the
the
end
circus,
of the boulevard.
you see the. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, there.
Yeah, but that's only 28 points, whereas over here, if I knock down a tree, I can get... I thought I could get more. Huh, weird.
The game heard me.
No, it's because I rotated the circus, so I think there's a spot...
How
yeah,
can
look,
it-
32 points here, dude. 32. That's 4 more points.
Yeah, but look at how
Four more
awful that
points.
looks. All of that
4
really
more
nice work
points.
you put into
4
there, like, and you're just gonna.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, in the States. Yeah. But no, it's 8. It's just even my math is terrible. It's 8 more points. 8
Okay.
more points. 8 more points. Yeah. Just a sec, quickly. Yeah. Well, I want to build more houses anyway because I want to get more points before. I'm putting the circus here because it's the most points, and I think I'm going to make it even more points. So.
That would look so good.
Yeah, but at least like I've maintained this like bit of though that's 13 points right there. Yeah, we're popping that in there.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not here for looks.
This is why we have
40
planning
points.
permission.
Oh my good lord. 40 points. That's a
40
point.
points, but like someone's gonna fall off the edge of that
As soon as
cliff.
they walk out. Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, like and they're gonna be scared by a clown, and then that's it.
44 points, and no one walks off a cliff. Is that right? All right with you?
Like, I can't endorse this.
Boom. 44 big ones.
Mm.
See, right, so that's put me over the edge. But I can keep going, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
the interesting thing. Like, it's like I can keep with this this glorious design I've got. Oh, nice. That feels good right there.
What?
Like,
Oh, good.
let's wall them all in on that plateau. Points. Nom nom nom. Gold mine, yeah, obviously. Gold mine sounds good. So I'm going to put the tower up. Sorry, carry on.
I really like the decision not to let you delete it unless it becomes to a point where you can.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I think that's a really good choice. Like, I think the game wouldn't be as good if you could undo.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Why did you get enough? Why are you getting plus 15? Why was that? Was that on a?
That says on a gold vein. That
Right, I
thing
see.
here is a gold vein, apparently.
Are the maps always the same, or is it procedurally?
They're definitely not the same. I don't know if it's procedural or not.
Okay.
Sorry. Wait a minute. That's what you meant.
They are different maps, but they're the same.
No, I don't know. I haven't restarted a game. No, I did restart a game. I think they are all the same.
Okay, let's have a look.
I think they're the same. Because I did restart. I'm going to move on to the next one, right? Because
Yeah.
I think, like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's good.
But I could keep scoring here. That's the point, and I don't know when it stops me. So at some point, I'll be interested to do that. But seeing as this is the first one.
Oh, they are procedure generated.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was just the aesthetic was the same, and that's what I was like latching onto. Because like the visuals for each island changes.
Oh, this looks good. This is like wow. Yeah, that. Ooh, that's interesting.
There's lots of plateaus here, isn't there? Like with these nice arches too. So it's kind of it's really interesting, isn't it? Because in some ways, this is the first time I've got to place the statue. Normally, I get to an island and it's there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
this is gonna be terrible because there's lots of straight edges and right angles that you're just gonna like completely ignore.
I can't help it if I get a different shaped building, right? Like that's why I had to do that. Like I'm just going where the points are.
Please,
I'm not a monster, people.
When you place this,
Yeah.
like.
I know, up here, right?
Perpendicular. Like,
Perpendicular. Oh, what, like one of these sweet 33-degree angles? Is that what you mean? Okay, I will do my best. This is interesting because there's a gold mine up here.
yeah.
So I probably
You've got three statues though.
I do. Again, I
they
was
have
not.
an industrial statue and then.
Mm-hmm. a residential one. And they don't like being in range of each other. So I think probably
like obviously I like games, but like this, I think when a game is so minimalist like this, and like you can see the nuts and bolts of why it's working, because but the thing that for me is like you're learning these, and now at just the right time you moved on to the next level.
yeah.
And now you've got this blank canvas and you understand the importance of these statues, and we're talking about like where to put these. And yes, as Frozen's pointed out, this game is currently on sale on Steam, 60% off.
Nice.
So yeah,
Trying to pick Flatland. We could do a beachfront one.
yeah.
No, I think I lose too much of the bubble over here. I think here, around here is probably.
Do you want to kind of put it? Yeah, because like you want them, relatively separate though.
They need to, yeah, they do, because I mean they don't like being next to each other. That's for sure. But it's about trying to use it to get
on the edge.
most real estate useful.
Isn't there like an island off that's just on the? Is there another little island separate?
Yeah, but I'm not putting it out here.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Because whilst this thing's bubble is big, the stuff that wants to be next to the statue has variable bubbles, right? So, like.
Oh, because it's always that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. So like what?
It's the bubble of the thing you're placing.
Yes. So what
So
would
actually, you shouldn't place this statue now.
Oh, I guess that's also true. Yeah.
You should do the plus. And
no, because the statue doesn't get plus. It's not like the mansion.
Okay, that doesn't get.
Yeah. So this needs to be placed first. But if I put it just on the edge of these, like here, there's a chance that something will potentially get double bonuses from statues. And I think this is probably also the most like buildable land, other than there. Although this is potentially awkward. We'll see. Bricks or lumber, Sean? I'll let you decide.
Let's do bricks. I feel like this is well, but there's lots of like I feel like bricks just because we didn't do. But then there's loads of wood.
I imagine I will get to choose lumber at some point.
Okay.
Okay, so these guys like statues, like brickyards, but not sand pits. These guys like masons, warehouses, sand pits, and statues, but not brickyards.
Okay.
So these guys don't want to be near each other, and these guys want to be near the sand pits. Okay,
what are the
these
sand
guys have these things. These have pretty big. Weirdly, they don't get bonuses by being on the sand, except maybe you can only put them on the sand, Dave.
Yeah, that's a pretty big bonus.
It's a pretty big bonus. And we didn't put a statue on the sand. I came this close. Like, you check the VODs, you'll see I did come pretty close to putting one.
Do you know what would have been really good?
What?
If you'd have pushed the plus before, like if you'd have known this before you placed your last statue.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Oh, you got a bonus from that statue?
I did, and I think I might. Oh no, these guys are just too far.
But that's kind of in a like, I wasn't just saying that to point out that you could have done a better thing, but I was also the idea of we asked, is there ever a situation where you don't want to just place that?
Yeah, and we found one.
Yeah,
go team.
Well, no, we found a situation where we feel like we should have pushed it because we'd have had more information.
Definitely. So this thing gets bonuses from statues. Yeah, a bit more from being here. So I think if I can get this, can I get this? Yeah, probably. So we need to get this as close as possible.
So that gets bonus. So what's the idea here? That these wheels are digging up sand that are then being turned into bricks.
Yeah.
I do kind of, it'd be nice to have. I'd like my little wooden Eurogame blocks. moving around. That's what I'm missing here.
I will click that plus in a sec. Can I get all 3 in?
I think that doesn't.
Yeah, but like.
What did we just say?
Oh, right. You're right. Right. City pack or lumber mode. Do you want to go lumber mode or really get our industry sorted?
Well, we could do. Yeah. Is there a zoom level to this game?
Zoom like this.
Can you zoom in?
You can't zoom out any more than this, but you can zoom in.
Okay, cool.
So I think I want to get so this guy's going to go here for some sweet points, but then if this guy can't go near his buddy, so maybe that wasn't ideal. I don't know. Well, that's still 10 points, even though it's -8. Oh, that's 10 points. What about up here? You're 9. Can I get you? No. Okay, so we can pop these guys close to this statue and get some. So let's put him there. That's 13 points. These guys are only going to be 10. Can we maybe squeeze? If I could get him exactly here, that would be fine. But okay, we're going to pop you there. Then we're going to do some trees. Trees. So the lumberjacks and sawmills. Sawmills like being near lumberjacks.
Aren't we doing the opposite of trees? We're cutting the trees down.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like it's not showing us that's what's happening. You don't see it happen. So does it really happen? If a tree falls and no one's around to hear it. So
lumberjacks.
Yeah. So like this is sweet because I'm clipping that bottom statue there. Mm-hmm. So this lumberjack's 20 points, which is off the charts for a lumberjack. Mm-hmm. So that's what he's popping there. I got stung by the brewing pack before because it just didn't give me any hop fields.
Yeah, but even though it says contains hop fields, right there.
So now we got some hop fields. One hop field. It's kind of like a dry city. I don't know why.
We haven't got any like actual cities. That's actual like houses yet.
No. Well, I'm getting our industry set up first. That was what we said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the plan. This is going to be sweet residential area, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put too much.
That's where the brewery's going to go, is it?
Yeah. I mean, we might have a distribution network. It might be fine. 14. Yeah, we can do better than 14 up here. There's a 16. Yeah. Because then, hopefully, I can put a sawmill up here. Yeah.
What's your favourite city, Dave?
Wow, that's a really good question. I don't know if I have one. Do I have a favourite city? I'll get back to you on that. What do you have a favourite city? Did you have an answer ready for your own question?
I have an answer that is kind of a cop-out answer, but I think it's the truth. And
better not be Swansea.
No, it's not Swansea. My favourite city is Cardiff.
Okay.
And it's
a bit of a cop-out.
It is a bit of a cop-out because I live here, but at least in the UK, I would say I've not been to a city that I like more in the UK.
Okay.
Like, Edinburgh's probably... God, Edinburgh.
Edinburgh's pretty cool, right?
Probably Edinburgh. But I guess in a way it's unfair because Cardiff has no meaning for me. Like, and I've seen Cardiff grow, and I've seen it get nicer, and I don't know. There's some I think the thing I always say about Cardiff, it feels the advantages of a city, at least thinking UK. I mean, I'm
being UK
Like,
biased.
yeah, mainly just because I haven't really traveled much. Like, you get the advantages of a UK city with it still feeling kind of like a small town, or like still, people in a coffee shop know me. Like,
Sure.
which is nice. But outside of that cop-out answer, probably would be Edinburgh. Edinburgh, maybe Berlin.
Nice.
Hmm.
Nuremberg
was really good.
I really liked Bologna.
Where's that?
Spent quite a bit of time in Italy. It's a bit kind of central Italy.
Yeah.
Central-ish. So I've spent a fair bit of time in Italy. I did like Turin as well, though. Turin was lovely. Right, it might be time. I mean, can we keep this industry train going, or are we thinking it's
You
maybe
could
time?
keep going. Like you
You said we could, so I
because
just
you're gonna
I
get
just
to a
figured.
point where like, okay,
You said yes.
you're not gonna be able to
let
fit
me.
any houses. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I think
let's
we'll
go
be
for
fine.
it. So we got Frozen saying New York City and Saint Augustine in Florida.
Okay. Yeah, New York. New York's just so intense. Like, I think if you like that intensity, fair play. I found it a little bit too much. But obviously, it's an amazing place. No denying that.
I think the weird thing about I guess, like, I mean, I am under the impression it's a weird thing about the UK is there's not really many significantly sized cities.
Well,
Compared to other countries, is that would?
I don't think that's. I mean, considering
No.
the landmass, like, I guess.
Yeah.
You've got things like, London, Bristol, Birmingham. Birmingham's big. Manchester, Liverpool. They're not. But you're right. Like, compared to the States,
Yeah.
they're small. Like doing the deciding like the names for the stops along the way to for making it home. Like the number of things that you like, it's just a tiny thing on the map. You don't know what it is. You scroll in, check it out on Google Maps, and it says this city, and I was like, wow, that's a city. Like it's probably got like I don't know, 100,000 people in it, which for America is tiny, but for us is quite substantial. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it is a city. Fair play.
Dave Soft said, "Have you ever played Goddess?"
No, I haven't. Have you?
Goddess was Peter Molyneux,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah.
And it was a populous style game. I haven't played it. Did you play it, Dave Soft? And what did you think of it? I've never played Populous. Like I feel like I should play. Like it being that I like God games. Like I played Black and White. Yeah, Dave's saying it. I heard similar thing to what Dave Soft says of like it kind of eroded over time. It was early access. Was it early access? And I think it was like one of those. It didn't quite do well, or like it wasn't a well done early access. But yeah, popular. Like there's a really good. If you're interested in Populous, there's a really good GDC talk by Peter Molyneux about how he designed Populous and like how they got started. I forget they got started because a company contacted them or accidentally sent them a contract for like business software.
Interesting.
That just was to like what was it? It was like it was whatever the computer was that Populous came out on. Like that they sent them like a development kit, and it was meant for, like some company that like some finance company.
Okay.
Like just the company name sounded very similar, and so they just went along with it.
Nice.
Then she started making games, and they're talking. You know, like it's interesting. Like when he goes through the process of like them just kind of bumbling along. He's just a very nice. Peter Molyneux is like really good speaker, and yeah.
Just kind of getting on with it over here. I hope that's okay. Just building
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Not I mean, I'm putting some thought into it, but I'm, not gonna
But this
lie.
is kind of like, it's a nice, like, would firmly put itself into a podcast game
Yeah.
category,
Mhm,
I'd say.
mhm.
You're getting some kudos for the spaced out approach.
Oh yeah.
Although we have been commenting on the angles of certain things where you've like
Not been paying attention at all to them.
in some ways, like I feel like it would be, if you'd have been exactly 45 degrees to all the other straight lines, that would have been okay, but it's like the 48 degree that is really bugging us.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think we got any room.
But I guess that's the other way, like, I guess, I don't know, if the thing I kind of find funny about the UK generally is like how everything is just all weird angles and like
Yeah, our cities are not on the grid system, right? So
completely, yeah. So like Aberystwyth, like the city where the city.
so you
and I
can't
use
call
that
it a
term
city.
loosely,
You cannot
like-
call Aber a city. Not in
Is-
my
do they call
earshot.
it a ci- Does anyone call it a city?
No.
Okay, it's got a university.
Yeah, but like that's only one criteria.
Does it have a cathedral?
It does not have a cathedral, no.
Okay. Aber, where we went to uni. So yeah, like, but yeah, like that is a place that is just completely not designed for cars, and it really shows, Is that a shout out to Rill in the chat?
It is. Wow. Real is one of the bleakest places I've ever driven through. Sorry if you live in Real, Dave. But yeah, that was bleak. I mean, the weather wasn't good, which never helps in Wales, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's...
oh, I got a plus. Didn't even notice that. All right, we're finally ready for the city pack, but I'm going to build. I've got my brewing industry. So, people will rock up to our city, and they will be. We will.
So, like, this is like we've been sending people like pamphlets about the city for decades, and like, come live your life in the island. It'll be fine.
Yeah, be better than fine. It's gonna be glorious.
It'll be amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing, and we've got this park that we're building as well, and we found some amber, and there were like mosquitoes in it. And,
Every time, dude, I'm amazed you manage it. Every time. It's very impressive. Right, okay. So let's build some fields.
do the fields get bonuses for being next to the fields?
They do, yeah. They don't get bonuses for being in straight lines, though.
I was playing some RimWorld.
Oh, yeah. How's
And
your colony going?
awful. So it was I thought it was going pretty well, and I built fields, and then I didn't really understand that like sometimes your crops get diseased, and because I built all my fields near each other, they all got diseased. Then everyone starved.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit happens, right?
Yeah. It was kind of going okay until there was a radioactive like dust storm that meant everyone had to kind of stay indoors. And then like everything outside just kind of collapsed. But
Oh,
yeah.
I need to be near Mills. Dave. That was bad.
Oh, so I found this really cool thing. Like, I didn't find. I've known about this thing for a while. I don't know if you know, but there's a thing called fantasy console development. Have you heard of that?
No.
So people have like made fake games consoles that are like game console emulators with like development environments, like old game consoles would have.
Okay.
And so people do like so. The reason I found out about this, or like I've looked into it more. Excuse me. Is we normally do every year we do with third year students, we go to Greg Anog
Oh yeah.
and do like a programming competition where they get some Arduinos and some little displays and they like make a game. And so it's very simple. So like the display is like I think it's like 2 by 8 pixels or something. You know, so like
Wow. Okay.
they really like, you know. So we were wondering how we could redo that, and so there's a thing called Pico 8,
Oh yeah.
which is like a so have you seen that
I
stuff?
have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I bought it today and like because we're going to do that for this thing.
Sure.
It's like I think 128 pixels by 128 pixels, and it's just like so cool. Like it's just like a really kind of simple, like just like game development stripped down into its like littlest little. I don't know. It's like this, like it's kind of, you know how this is like this bare bones, like, or minimalistic, like city builder. It's like that's like this minimalistic game, like you could just about call it an engine. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you have like 3 functions that are like this is the you implement the update function that runs every 30 times a second. You implement the draw function that draws to the screen 30 times a second, and then that's it. It's just it's so cleverly done. And the cartridges, like the kind of game code gets stored in a PNG.
Oh
So
wow.
it literally
Okay.
is like
Yeah.
a cartridge, like you just have an image file. But anyway, I'm thinking. So the Games Wales are doing like a monthly challenge. This
Oh yeah.
month they're challenge like acceleration or something like that. So I think it was acceleration. So I might mess and I've got an excuse to learn it. So I might make some stuff
Nice.
to play with. And it I think it's perfect because having that just 128 pixels by 128 pixels scope is like you have to limit your scope.
Sure.
So it's like something you could do in an afternoon. Like it's an afternoon level of messing around. So yeah, I would
Nice.
play. I was kind of like, there's part of me that was thinking, could I like, yeah, I kind of right. So Dave stuff said Tamagotchi.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like the idea of making a Tamagotchi game. Like I feel like there's some cool stuff you could do with this idea of virtual pet.
Sure.
Applied to other things, like the idea of like a virtual pet city. So someone actually did. So we did a. I ran like a climate game jam ages ago. Do you remember?
I do remember your climate jam.
Yeah. So and I think someone made basically like a city builder game that was a virtual pet, but it was a city. We could, and yeah, Frozen's right. The idea of making a really racy Tamagotchi.
Racy.
I feel like that could do well on Steam.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Forget these like, you know, building a marvelous contraption.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've got our next game.
Yeah. But I do want to. I like that idea. It's like, can you use that idea, the kind of virtual pet idea, in something else? Did you have a Tamagotchi?
I think so, yeah, but probably, you know, not being an early adopter, it's probably at the point where it was no longer cool, and I gave up on it like for a week, after a week or something.
Yeah.
Sounds like something I would do.
I had one, and my mum had to feed it for me when I was at school.
Had to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know.
Yeah. In some ways, I don't get why schools banned them. Like, maybe they were just before, it was just too... Because, like, it actually kind of teaching some amount of responsibility.
Yeah, well, they were just too distracting, weren't they?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I hate myself for suggesting that. Is that a good? Is it a good thing?
What responsibility?
No,
I would
the
say
idea of
no.
like doing it with a virtual pet.
Well, the Americans give out bags of flour, or they used to. I don't know. Do they still do that?
At least they did on all the kids' TV programs I watched.
Yeah, exactly.
Do, do they do that? Um,
Got another city centre here, but I'm not.
yeah, but it's that kind of thing. But then I guess if it's on a little screen, I don't know.
Ooh la la! 43 points.
Thank you for making it so it's at 90 degrees to everything.
Yeah. I just have to do what the game tells me. Which is get those points, yo. So we could put some houses up here, but I don't know if they're going to play very well with all the other things that are going on. All our industry.
I do think this is like a much nicer looking city.
It's just got. I've definitely got a bit more room to play with. That's for sure.
And it looks very. It's got like. Would you be following the aesthetics if it wasn't?
If I was it what?
Well,
Say that
like I'm looking here and how because it's all nicely. You've got this very like it fits like because it fits with the general right-angledness of everything.
Things are at a right angle. Yeah, I think that's mostly because the environment is made up of squares this time, and there's fewer like bits that are cut off, as it were. Although you won't, obviously, you didn't like this bit or my fields. I imagine are causing problems for a lot of you.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, look at this fella, right? Like he's presenting a potential. I have to cap a corner, but that's only worth 4 points. Whereas if I slide him in right here, that's 10 points right there. Let's put some houses over here.
Were you a big SimCity player?
No. I think the biggest kind of game of that kind I played a lot when I was a kid was like Team Hospital.
Yeah.
You're obviously not hearing this, Sean, but the soundtrack to this game is just like a really understandably chilled out, mellow experience.
Yeah. I think one day I'd like to make a chilled out game. Like I feel like every time I try and do that, I'm making it completely not. Oh yeah, Atlas Intelligent Design was pretty.
Yeah.
We've been selling a bunch of copies of that recently.
We have. It's done really well, hasn't it?
What's going on? Just started happening, like for no reason.
Well, I mean, someone did start streaming it the other day as well. That was
Yeah. That probably helped.
That probably helped.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a mill.
The racy Tamagotchi thing has to exist, right?
Surely, yeah.
I was about to start typing into Google whatever.
That's impressive that you stopped yourself.
Yeah.
30 point.
So, right. Okay. Right. I'm gonna. If you would allow me a little bit of a rant.
Sure.
Could
I stop you?
No.
Really? There we go.
Oh, you could kick me out. You could. Yes, you could. Actually.
I suppose. Yeah.
Quite.
All right. Be aware, I could stop you if it goes too far.
Yeah. So, rant might be too strong a word. You know, Steam did this. Steam did these kind of festival things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a board game festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or tabletop festival.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, hang on a second, because so now, okay, the idea of a game based on erotic Pokemon has come up. Is that more doable?
I
What about
don't
erotic
know.
Pokemon Snap?
Am I having to draw this in pixel art? Am I just like, is that something that I might have to do?
Yeah. Can we make it like a visual, like do one of those visual novels?
I mean, not in my, not with my amount of the, the skill in which it needs to take, to make certain things clear what they are, and what's happening, and how those objects are interacting.
Yeah.
Might be beyond me. Might be beyond me.
Do you not think your animation skills are up for it?
In a very crude sense, they might be up for it, but in terms
I
of
feel like I'm getting pretty good with particle effects.
yeah, you are. Like, I'm not lying. I will not deny that. I hesitate to ask this, but what's the game element? What's the game loop, Sean?
Well, the key. Yeah. I think Dave Soft. I'm going to leave that to Dave Soft. It's his idea. I don't want to.
I mean,
his vision.
Who knows? Like, there's obviously a reason why like these games are doing quite well on.
Are they doing well?
I don't know. That's
don't know.
Do we
like
know?
I don't like.
Do we know?
They seem to be. Okay. I think this is a serious. Like this we get to a like.
You want to have a serious conversation about
deal
this?
with porn games on Steam. That's kind of that's the like I.
That's the question you want to have. The conversation you want to have. Sorry. Wow.
Ultimately, I'm not. Like. You do what you want to do. That's fine.
You do you, yeah.
But I don't understand. Like,
different kind of game. Sorry.
What Steam is. Like,
is that what Steam's about? Is that what it's for?
There's something that was very weird when we launched Psycho 28 and we got pushed off the kind of new and upcoming by porn games. Like that feels weird.
It feels like we made the wrong game. I mean, in some respects.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do with that feeling. That's all. Like, I'm not necessarily. Was that like an 80 something? Somewhere? I don't know.
No, it was 39. Definitely.
I don't know. I'm not trying to say that I'm against these things, but like, do you know what I mean? Help me out here.
So, I'm wondering then, like if we get pushed off something like the new and upcoming, which okay, if another game did that to us, I'd be like, okay, so there's a lot of interest in that game. That's fantastic, great. But like you say, when it's a porn game, you're like, huh. So obviously there is interest in that kind of game, and because they don't get. Ask yourself why it pushed us off, right? Like, that's the question. Like, why was it able to do that? Because people were visiting the site, right? Like, that's what. These things don't happen by accident. Like, it's not that Steam loves pushing porn games, is it?
No. Steam has no opinion. It's just like it pushes what it pushes. It pushes what the people want.
Exactly. So, I mean, you can ask whether or not that's like whether or not people should want that stuff, and like, is that bad?
I guess it's like more that I didn't think that we were competing against porn. Like, that's that's the thing. It's like, it's not. It's a bit of a, and there's no judgment there. It's just like
that wasn't the expected competitor.
No.
Fair. I think that's totally fair enough.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but like, in order to, like, all jokes aside, like, that is like, we could see that I don't know, like building games are really popular, so we make a building game, or like suddenly racing games become incredibly popular, so we decide we might want to make a racing game. I don't know if we could make a porn game. Like,
No, I don't. Well, I don't think we could.
I don't think we could make a visual novel either. Like, if
Yeah.
there's certain like demands that those types of games make of the developers,
Yes.
and also, I'm willing to admit this. I've never played a porn game, or like what you would consider a porn game, even if people do like use that phrase. I don't
No,
even
I mean,
know
I
if they
didn't
do.
even realize that that was a thing
Uh-huh.
until seeing them all pop up on Steam. Like, I guess I presumed that there was some kind of, like we always know that, like somewhere deep in my head, I knew that existed, right? Because of course it does. But like, so Frozen has played Summertime Sega on.
What is Summertime Sega? A porn game.
I don't know. I'm guessing, like, okay, again, I won't.
No judgment. No judgment,
Yeah,
Sean.
no, I was about to
here
start googling and thought no.
You could just look it up on Steam.
Okay. Yeah. Well, dating. So like, and dating sims are kind of different. As they're not
Yeah.
really. That's like a different thing, I would say.
Sure.
I'm talking like R-rated stuff. Yeah.
Would your Pokemon game be more like a dating sim, or because like
A Pokemon dating sim would be pretty cool. Like, there's already that kind of those games. Kind of, isn't there like a dog dating sim?
are you? I mean, is it just like a breeding kind of game? Is that what we're talking about? Like,
That we could do.
yeah, but isn't that just Pokemon? Like,
Like, there's more to. I mean, no, that's more like Viva Pinata with Romance Dance. That could be a deep cut if people haven't played Pokemon. Haven't played Viva Pinata. But yeah. I don't know. And so okay, so right, so we're getting onto that idea that we didn't think that was going to be a comparison.
yeah,
Whatever. Just that kind of like being like, what, that kind of feeling.
yeah.
So with the board game festival,
Sorry, yeah,
loads of games-
this is how this all started. Wasn't it?
there were loads of games on there that were not board games.
What?
Like there was like what was it? So okay, so you had some where it was like loose, so it was like Warhammer,
Oh,
Total
okay.
Warhammer, wasn't there?
Uh-huh.
Right, do you know what? I'll give you that one.
That's a freebie. All right.
It was tabletop, right? It said tabletop.
Uh-huh. Sure.
It was like a tabletop festival.
Festival,
So
yeah.
okay, I'll give you Warhammer, Total Warhammer, right?
Yeah.
Warhammer Vermintide was on there.
Okay. Yeah, a bit more of a
Okay,
stretch.
it was
Yeah.
kind of like yeah. Frostpunk
Okay.
was on there because I think someone's made a board game
Board
about
game.
Frostpunk.
Yeah.
And then, I'm not going to be able to remember it now. I was looking through with like some friends, and then there was just a bunch. Well, there was like just a bunch of like first-person shooters,
Okay.
which but oh yeah, see if I can still see what's on here. Right, is it still running? No, it's not running, but I can see. So let's go through the list.
Ooh, a market. Well, that could
Okay,
be-
maybe I can't find them now. There was like a bunch of stuff. There was basically stuff that clearly were not tabletop games on here, which I thought was a bit questionable.
Sure.
But then it's probably not. Like, I don't think it's Valve. Like, I think because they're just like you know,
Yeah.
we're doing this thing, and they kind of do it based on trust in a way.
Well, is it based on tags?
Yeah, it's based on, well, I don't like, I think it's based on tags, but so because like when we did the festival, we had to say, hey, we want to be,
Okay.
didn't we? Like Sword of the Stars is a roguelike indie
I mean,
game.
if it's
like,
a roguelike, it probably. I mean, I guess then maybe that. Is that
Well,
board games?
it's like, okay, right, I'm gonna put this in chat.
33
And I don't like. I kind of like. I said I like don't really want to like.
You said, "Forgive me while I rant."
I did, and I'm like, I'm not trying. I'm just like discussion. Yeah, I take that back. Like, you know, I don't want to have a go at anyone. That's not what we do here. Like, I just don't understand why like this game was in the tabletop sale. Like, is this a tabletop game? Like, I guess, like it looks kind of like it might be a role playing game, but it's. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Oh, pit on the tabletops. Oh, it's because like so. Okay, so what they've done. So there is a board. They made a board game of this game and put it on tabletop simulator.
Right.
So it's like
Okay.
it's games they've got on the Digital Tabletop Fest. They've got games that have been later turned into tabletop games.
Yeah. 54 points.
I don't know, which felt a bit like, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know what my point is, but just that it was like, and again, there was loads of these like hentai games as well, all over the place, too. When you looked, most of them didn't get featured by Valve, which is where they do their curation.
Sure.
You know, but and also, do you know what? If you can, like, God, if you have a way of like getting yourself those festivals, and you benefit from it, go for it. You know. But I wonder how it works for them. Like, I wonder how that works. Like, what does it? Because like you wonder, like, you know, like I don't feel we would do that. Would we? Like, okay, we didn't put our games in the.
We didn't what now?
We didn't put our games in the Halloween Steam sale.
No.
Okay, because traditionally they say, hey, the you know traditionally Steam would normally say like, hey, Halloween sale, Halloween to Star Games.
Yeah.
But looking now, like everyone just put their stuff in the sale. So like the Halloween sale is just another sale.
Yeah.
I feel like we have never done that because we don't feel like that's what the sale's for.
Yeah, that just makes it sound like chumps, though, doesn't it? Really, in some ways.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Ethical chumps.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dave Soft saying, I wonder if Steam could have a kid-friendly view. I think they do. So I have my Steam set up that I don't see kind of R-rated stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just like because it was just always there, and I just was like, or like games that are tagged out, I have that turned off. So Frozen talking about like sales on Switch, and that we are totally one of those we are one of those developers who we put Cycle 28 on sale as much as possible on Switch because that's the only way we sell any copies whatsoever. Like that's the, but they are changing. You'll notice some coming along soon with the way that's done, which should improve things. What is that?
That is a resort oasis.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how you could. Yeah, but
Sorry, you said you wanted a chill stream, and I'm like moaning it. I'm not.
Well, I'm chilled out. I'm
I'm chill. Like I'm like I think it's I don't know. Yeah. I do find it all interesting. It must be impossible. Like you think something like Steam never was designed to be where it is.
Yeah.
I like they do a really good job, like in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah, but the good thing about you ranting is it meant that I could just like concentrate on zoning out and doing this. So
Yeah.
you know, feel free to keep on trucking.
Yeah. So yeah, Dave stuff saying, I feel the big game industry collapsed a while ago, but through the power of pre-sales, pay to win, and shady gimmicks, it creates the illusion of the good old days.
Oh, that's
I
deep.
think but like this game is like right out of really makes me think populist style. There's so much great stuff. There's so much great stuff on Steam. Like, but I think I really enjoy, like, week on week I'm like struggling to figure out like what to stream because there's so much choice.
Yeah. Yeah, for
And
sure.
that there's lots of stuff like trying to figure out what do I fancy doing. Because I guess the funny thing is, I think we talked about it. Was it when we were on a podcast, the last podcast we were on? We kind of talked about this, and like I was talking about how like I don't tend to buy many AAA games anymore.
Sure.
And like whereas I've kind of like games like this and like so it was we talked about it. So I think Dave Soft mentioned it, like the mining game Deep Rock Galactic.
Oh
is
yeah,
incredible.
You've been playing that. Yeah.
I've been playing that like loads, and you know I think we're on the last thing.
Nice.
And that's a small studio, like small, you know, like not small compared to us, but small compared to like EA. And it's great. And yeah, Frozen mentioning Game Pass as like cutting down purchase of fully priced games. Yeah, like I'm the same. Like, but even Game Pass is great for indie games as well. Like, yeah, there's lots of cool. Oh, I forgot. I always forget. Who are the people that made Day of the Tentacle? And
you sure that's
Microsoft.
not another one of those hentai games?
No. Have you not played Day of the Tentacle?
I haven't. No.
Haven't played Day. Oh wow! Like that's a really influential game for me. No, it's. I think. No, did LucasArts make Day of the? Yes, but like it was Tim Schafer and God, I don't know. Tim Schafer, Double Fine. So Double Fine. They all of their games have started dumping onto Game Pass there. Frozen saying that they're extending their review site to include indies and other platforms next year. That's But yeah, Day of the Tentacle. Day of the Tentacle is like an adventure game, like a point and click adventure game, and with time travel in it, and tentacles.
Tentacles.
I literally am wearing a Day of the Tentacles t-shirt right now.
No.
Yeah, I am. I really am.
He says that. We can't see.
Yeah.
This
Well,
temple
I do.
Masons and shamans. Likes mansions.
I haven't played. So Dave Soft mentioned Hack and Slash, which is I've seen it before, but you kind of edit. Is it you edit like the swords? You edit code on the swords, like it's hack as in code.
Oh right, nice.
Coding things, which is cool. But yeah, Day of the Tentacle is it like one thing. I played Day of the Tentacle remastered like a couple of years ago, and more than a couple of years ago. Holy poo. A while ago now, whenever it came out, and I realized like how the reason I could play it when I was like 10 or 11 was because I had all the time in the world just to brute force everything, and that some of the were just a bit too like wonky logic. But some really cool time travels that you can travel. Yeah. So Dave's saying hack and slash was free if you bought into Space Base DF9, which was a game that early access game they had that ended up they gave up on. They didn't give up, but they stopped development.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So I could go on to the next island, but I'm interested to see like some of the other stuff
You
here.
actually run out. I was reading the Steam page, and you do eventually.
Yeah. That's like because they say in the tutorial bit like they didn't quite describe it as like a fail state, but that's kind of what I interpreted it as. Is like you might run out, so just bear that in mind, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's like that's where the scoring. So it's like the scoreboard comes in. It's like how many points do you get? It's really like there's so many neat things in this game. Like so many neat design choices. It's just really because like the idea of you picking. It's got a tech tree.
It does. Just yeah.
Do I do this one or this one? Like it is that minimalist. I think people forget like there's so much thought that has to go into a minimalist game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like to get the most out of it.
Oh, now this plateau is going to be clutch for this temple. So I want it near. I want it near mansions, really. Like
so hang on, you tell me that the mansions want to be near the temples, but not the shamans.
Yeah, organized religion, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mind twist. I think that might be okay. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be big enough. Yeah, let's try it. Got another mansion to place. Can I place that up here?
Yeah, Dave Soft mentioning Lua, which Lua is the language that that Pico 8 is in, which is kind of cool. So Frozen saying this is the most captivating chill game that we've ever shown.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm like totally zoned in on it too, dude. Ooh, a seaweed farm. That one's new.
What's quite nice is it's kind of it has like they really nailed the flow and the loop, like the.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking a lot about with making it home. Is how often is the right amount of often-ness to move to like give new stuff, right? It's like what's that drip feed of new content that feels good. So this game co-op, how would that work?
It definitely wouldn't for us.
Are there co-op city builders?
That's a really good point. That's weird. This thing is look at how weird this thing is with its bubble. Like that might be the first building that hasn't been central in its bubble.
That's really
interesting.
I want to see what are the bubbles in the walls.
Oh, good call. Give me a sec. But I'm intrigued by it. Yeah, because that's the thing, you see. The seaweed wants to be near seaweed farms and plateaus. Can't build it in land, obviously. But, like... Let's get back.
So you could... Is the idea you build a plateau and then that seaweed farm is almost like a pier coming off it?
Yeah, I think, like you said, you build them out into the...
Yeah.
Right, walls you wanted to see, right?
Um,
So,
Yeah. So Dave Stuff's saying there's a couple of competitive city builder games where you compete over space or trade. Mac is saying Anno 1800 has co-op, which allows players to share
oh,
their
okay.
responsibility to raising and managing an industrial empire.
Nice. I've got a friend who's on the narrative team for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is every now he played some early making it home and gave us some nice feedback.
Cool.
So that was cool.
Mhm.
What do these guys get bonus? Temple, market, jewelry.
Again, that's an interesting kind of circles
What
right?
is circles?
Just
Circles. What?
on the wall. So you've
Oh,
got
yeah,
two-
yeah. You got two like either side of the wall, right? Like the bubbles.
I guess I'd always also count in like.
Isn't it funny that people like it in mansions like their walls?
Yeah.
That's deep.
So some other things, some other games, if you like this kind of for co-op, would be Transport Tycoon Deluxe, like Open Transport Tycoon. I'd probably play Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe these days, which is free, and is amazing. And you can play that co-op. You can play that PvP or co-op and work together. So you know that's the thing you can do. Also, but that was quite nice actually. Like it's not an aggressive multiplayer. Like I've played that like LAN where it tends to be you're racing with each other to get like subsidies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's usually a balloon.
That is just a balloon, yeah.
So that's quite good. Another game which we bought, we haven't played yet. Like I'm a bit worried about. Like I feel like I need to do the tutorial. It's quite a long tutorial. But one of my favorite games of all time, Startopia.
Oh yeah, yeah. I picked
like
that up the other day.
It's a really like in a lot of ways, Startopia is the best theme game, like because it's got a bit of everything.
Okay.
Like it's got some Prison Architect, and this is way before Prison, way before Prison Architect. But it's got like some Prison Architect bits and pieces where you're trying to like you can make like a criminal like thing and
criminal
prison
thing.
Yeah,
otherwise known as a prison. Okay.
It's called Penal Colony. That's
okay.
Like, you can make like a hospital space station, a like entertainment space station, like, and then all a bit of in between, and then also the idea is you're going onto an abandoned space station, and so like different corporations can like take up shop in different areas of the space station and kind of fight over it all. And so, but you can play that co-op or PvP. And so yeah, Max Point now the new one is coming out. So that one, I think so. Randomized User, who's done some videos of our games and does really great videos, he did a video of the new stuff, which I don't think it's out yet in early access. Let's have a look. Starbase, you can buy it. Oh yeah, you can buy it. But it's like 40. It's like it's a pre-order. It's not even like out yet. That's like. I wonder if is it by the same people? Who's developing it? Calypso Media, Realm Forge Studios. Well, it's by like the publisher that's done Tropico. What's that? Tropico?
Tropicana?
Yeah. Let's have a look. Realm Forge Studios. I don't know. Like, possibly not the same people. Because they're a German studio, and I thought Startopia was made in the. I could be wrong.
Getting quite close to finishing. Oh, no, I've got another plus here. Ooh, a monument. Oh, I said that. I've just got 2 new city centers. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wish I had kind of placed quite so much stuff then, because this like city centers open up a world of options.
Yeah. What's the balloon?
It's a good question. I
So,
haven't even looked at the
Rose
balloons.
asked, can you ever go back to your previous islands once you've unlocked?
Not that I've seen, but like as ever, I wouldn't put it past the game to do that.
Yeah, I wonder if you can go back to the main menu if you have the option to do that. Or is it like, I guess, but the kind of the way this is done is it doesn't give you an option to demolish that stuff. So maybe what doesn't let you go back.
What the big thing is, I'm gonna run out of space, right? Like that's like that.
You just run each plateau like a water plateau.
True, but they might not give that to me at the same rate at which I want the space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about going back to other islands.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
This game is kind of already. The idea is that you can't go back on your decisions. So the idea that you could go back on to previous islands it won't be against the game. Is that score? Did that score go back to 0 when you moved islands?
When I moved islands.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't remember.
Has anyone made a roguelike city?
A roguelike city builder.
How'd that work?
This is just a little gated community over here. Nothing for you lot to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't put that wall at that angle.
I should have just made
really,
it my mission
really
this stream.
So they like really clever positioning of those spheres, right? To make walls, make you position rules in a way that looks pretty good. So what would a roguelike? So what do you need for a roguelike? It needs to be quick, right? You need to. Does it need to be quick? Like what would a run be? A run would be
Yeah.
I suppose you could do a roguelike where, and this is going to be a bit like something like, what's that strategy game? Oh, there's the kind of medieval strategy game by the people who made Stellaris, but they made that first.
Crusader Kings, something like that.
Crusader Kings, right? So you could have a rogue. The idea is that when the mayor loses, like, you're the mayor of the city. You build the city up to a point, and then the mayor gets kicked, and then your next run is you taking over. I don't know.
That's true. I almost I've been tempted to pick up Crusader Kings at some point and bring it to the stream.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. So it's on Game Pass.
Okay. Well, crack on then.
So like for £1 you can get it, if you haven't got Game Pass already. At least you can get it for a month for and it's good, but like it's really complicated. Like I to the point where it just scared me and I stopped.
Fair enough.
But it was like, oh, okay, there's so much going on. Like it's amazing, and I really appreciate that it exists. But I don't know. I wanted it. I was mainly interested in it as a game to stream. Yes. I did. Yeah. I think a game like that always lives and dies by. I will often imagine. So, like, I think the game gives you lots of numbers, but I will often try and imagine stories and try and do things based on the stories I'm imagining rather than to make the numbers better.
Sure.
Whereas actually, I think they're designed to be the other way around, where you do the numbers thing and then that creates a story that then you interpret the story.
Oh, okay.
No, maybe that's not fair, but so I don't know how much it would. I don't know. Like, I guess it's a challenging game because like they're clearly trying to make it a political simulator as well.
Hmm.
So when there are situations where you can't do a thing you think you should be able to do, like that would feel pretty bad. Dwarf Fortress, as someone has brought up, Dave has brought up, as I guess a roguelike, and then
I
like
see,
colony simulators as well. Probably actually, yeah, like in a lot of way, I've been playing RimWorld basically like a roguelite, because there's a fail state, right? You play it and how is that hovering?
I don't know. Am I building it? Yeah, nice. Am I building a bridge? That's pretty rad, right?
It's one word.
Yeah, I'm sure it's counter-levered with some kind of engineering shenanigans.
Yeah. Yeah, put a tower on the end. Just really.
It's a lighthouse at that point, right?
You could. Okay, right. I might change my opinion here. You could you do like a spiral staircase with those things?
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
You probably could, yeah. I've got 2 more of them. Oh no. Oh, these are water platters. What? Okay, different shape.
Oh yeah.
Can I get?
No, it needs to be in water. Hence the name.
Yeah, but like, so were these. These were water plateaus too.
Were they?
Yeah. Can I build on? No, I can't. Okay. You say that. See, like I can build it here. I mean, it's got a bit in the water, but it's not.
There's a height. Maybe there's at some point the game's like, nah.
Stop being ridiculous. Okay. Let's actually get a sawmill. Water. So that's a water plateau. So's this. So yeah, I don't know. Let's build one going out here.
What's your favourite pier?
Peer pressure, obviously. There's an Aberystwyth joke for those of you in the know.
Yeah.
I can genuinely say I don't have a favourite pier.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite pier, Sean?
Like, I quite liked Felixstowe Pier, which is kind of near where I grew up. In the fact that it was kind of pretty rubbish.
Wow, these mansions actually like being on here for some reason.
But there was an arcade on it, and I like the arcade, so it's nice now. Like when I go home, it's Cocoa Beach, Florida is Frozen's.
Nice. It's probably very nice. I'm going to build these mansions under this bridge.
Under the bridge, but
under the bridge. Everybody loves mansions under bridges, right?
Mansions in the shade.
Prime real estate under the bridge.
Yeah. I feel like this is how like the dystopian future where there's the underground like society and the above ground. This is how it all starts, right?
Yeah, and they are loving it. They're absolutely loving being out under this bridge. And they'll really love if I wall them in for some strange reason.
I'm glad that you can't put a field on it.
Can we put
that would be
parks? For some reason, parks don't like plateaus or walls. What?
So do you think you could like play this? Do you think thinking about things in terms of city planning helps you get points as you're planning it?
Like, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming like you get to some pretty high up levels and you can't just mess around like I've been doing. Or if you like really care about leaderboards, right? Like in this game, you would presumably have to pay more attention than I am to certain things.
I'm wondering if I can make a mod for this where you lose a point based on every degree that the angle of the thing you place is compared to the average angle of the object.
I mean, you're not busy right now, right? Like, just yeah, crack on.
Mhm.
Wow, it's offering me more. I thought that might be it. Oh, this is it. I didn't get a choice. This is the last pack.
Oh, cool. So we actually, yeah, I
Cool.
think we have to stick with it, right?
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
we-
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll finish up and then show us the last island because I didn't even realize the time. Like I have
Yeah.
cracked on with this
Mhm.
just quietly while you've, set the world of Steam to rights.
Yeah. Hey, I'm like, I'm pro Steam. Let's put that out like for the record.
For the record, I'm pro Steam
Right.
as long as I can build my Tamagotchi,
Yeah.
sex app or whatever it is.
Hey, that's not what we said.
What did we say, Sean? How would you describe your next big project?
Well, more importantly, Frozen asking, are we drinking
Are
cocktails
we-
tonight?
Are we what? Sorry?
Are we drinking any specially crafted cocktails?
No, I tend to stay sober for our streams. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I thought about it, but then I didn't. But I have been enjoying. I have been discovering a world of rum recently.
World of rum.
Yeah, it turns
World
out
of
rum's
rum
great.
craft. Rum is great. Yeah, it's like my
There's
favorite.
different types of rum,
There's-
and they're all great in their own special way. So rum, you're gonna say rum is your favorite?
my favorite spirit, definitely. Yeah.
I'm not drinking right now, Mac. I'm just saying, like,
Not that there's anything wrong with drinking right now.
no. Well,
I mean, it's
Uh,
it is a
yeah. I
school
just
night.
like. I find that the thing I've really loved about
Rum.
cocktail is discovering like whole new flavors like that I
Mhm.
didn't know existed. So like recently I've kind of discovered like Jamaican rum,
Oh, that's the last one.
which has this kind of like a flavor that is only described. It's called Hogo, which is only really something you can taste in Jamaican. That is a flavor I've never tasted before, and it's just now I just want nothing but that flavor. Like, but the
Oh,
first
wow.
time you taste it, it kind of like your body isn't, or like your palate's like, what the heck is that? That isn't okay. And then it's like an acquired thing, and so
Mhm.
eventually like you really like it, and then you just want to of it and explore different types of it, and it's like learning to taste something from scratch, and that's amazing. So yeah,
Cool, man.
so yeah, yes. I've been so Smith and Cross is the thing.
Smith and Cross.
Smith and Cross.
Okay. Do you just take it neat, or are you
Um,
mixing? Well, what are you doing?
Like exploring like different things. So
Mhm.
like I've been playing with different things. So one thing I've really been enjoying actually, with not Jamaican, but like with Martinique rum, which is a different type of, is like French style, like French colony style.
Mhm. Sorry.
Is like, it's kind of almost more like brandy. So like rum is from cane sugar, I think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's from cane sugar.
Sounds plausible.
And the traditional rum, like kind of normal, what most people think of as like rum, which is like Frozen said, like no, Bahamas. Sorry, you didn't say Barbados. Like Barbadon, kind of, I guess, English style rum, which I don't like. Like it's not, wasn't in England, but it was like, the English, British colonies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is from so when you use sugarcane to make sugar, you get molasses left over, which they originally saw as a waste product, and so they started fermenting it, and that's kind of that's like what most people have as rum, and you get kind of like Demerara rum, like more kind of like dark, like Gosling's kind of rum, and then so that's that kind of rum,
Uh-huh.
and then the Jamaican rum is done with the kind of foam that comes to the top of when you make sugarcane, which is why it tastes really weird and unique. And then
they're just giving me more stuff. Like I don't even understand how you would end this. Like I'm not getting to choose. It must just be. Sorry to interrupt the rum diaries, but like, we could be here for hours. I have no idea when this is going to end. I mean, I've still got loads of real estate, really. Like I haven't built on sands. I haven't built much over here. So if they do keep giving me stuff, this is just going to keep going. So I feel like
giving you as well, right? So is it a case that they're going to, as we're getting further in, and more ways of expanding?
Maybe. So what I'm going to do to finish up is I'm just going to show us the next map, because I don't mind traveling to the next island, and call it a day there. Just to have shown you at least 3 islands. Oh, it's another icy one. There are others as well, but just let's see what they give us. Okay, yeah. So there we go. This is Islanders, Sean.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And that's a cool island. I was just like, Dave Stuff said Twiglet rum.
Twiglets. Wow. Okay. Haven't thought of a twiglet for a while. So there we go. There is Islanders. As you can see, it's a super absorbing, super chilled out kind of island city builder.
Yeah.
Minimalist game, really nice. I've enjoyed it. Fair to say you've enjoyed it too, Sean, so far. Watching me.
It's super chilled. I know, like, this would be great on a tablet.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. Like sitting on a couch, like somewhere. I don't have to sit at I'm at my desk all day. Yeah. Did you even increase your rank?
I don't. It doesn't look like it, does it? I mean, look at that high score. So just to remind people, my score it doesn't reset, Sean. So my score is 5,000.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's someone that person's definitely gone on a tablet.
What am I supposed to do? Yeah.
So you can't go back because you have to click new game. So it's
what was that?
So you can't go back to a previous island. You're playing one game.
Yeah. That's right. So yeah, you I guess if you max out each island to begin with, like that would be probably the best way. If you cared about your rank, sorry. So yeah, again, but that this is certainly not for me. For me, this is not a game where I'm going to try and get competitive with. It's a really nice kind of podcast game.
Especially when you're 889,000.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't hear from me from a month, it's because I'm trying to increase my online rank on Islanders. But otherwise, I'll be here next week to stream your choice, Sean. So thanks very much, everyone. Where can people find us, Sean?
They can find us on pillbug.zone, which is a website about pillbugs.
Yeah, you have to add that stipulation because you chose that silly domain, didn't you? So you have to be like, it's actually a website, everyone.
Today, Google having a go at me. I typed in my email address with .zone on the end, and it popped up saying, "Do you mean .com?"
Yeah, I do, but I was trying to be funny 10 years ago.
Asking if we wanted to buy it, by the way, for a ridiculous amount of money. Do you want the .com? I was like, no, we made our bed.
Did we? Thanks very much, guys. See everybody next week.
Bye.